iHeartRadio, Black Excellence.
Can we talk about Lizzo for a second?
Yeah,
Please.
Okay. How do we feel about Lizzo getting that album? Wait, what was she got Record of the Year, and she beat a lot of big acts for that award. She beat Adele, who she was sitting with at the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Beat
I
Beyonce.
like that table. That table looked like a vibe.
That table looked like a whole lot of like jewelry right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, ooh.
Yeah, luxury.
But this is a
Beyonce, Harry Styles, like
yeah. I mean,
honestly, I feel like Lizzo had a big year. I actually thought she would have left with more Grammys.
Yeah.
Because here's the
You
thing.
did say
So I
that,
was
yeah.
sitting there with my wife watching it, right, and she went hard launch on Instagram with her boyfriend
cute.
or fiance,
Little boo.
right?
yeah.
And I was sitting there and I'm watching Lizzo getting beat in every category, and I'm just feeling for my man. I'm like, man, he gonna have to go back to the hotel with Lizzo and be like, don't worry, babe,
rub some feet.
you'll get him next year.
Wash some hair.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine being that dude?
I know.
Like she lost everything and you gotta go in.
And make that better.
Yeah, so I'm glad she got one. Not that she didn't deserve it. She definitely
She
deserved it.
deserved
Lizzo
it.
had a
Yeah.
huge year.
Yeah.
I love what she represents. I love how gracious she was in her speech, you know.
She really was. She gave it up to Beyonce, actually. And you know what I love about Lizzo and a lot of people that are in the presence of Beyonce? They all just become fans.
Yeah.
They're like this. Oh my God, Beyonce.
That's Beyonce.
It's Beyonce. I'm a fan just like the rest of y'all because that's what it is. And she gave up so much credit. And Beyonce seemed to be quite gracious in the response of it. You know, she stood up, clapped for her. I love that moment between two black women. That was nice.
It's beautiful to be like amongst your peers and also amongst your
Very nice.
mentors.
Yeah.
And being, given that moment of, hey, we're together.
We're together.
But I still give homage to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're the
about it
reason
is
for why I do what I do.
It's almost like, I love that. It's almost like Lizzo is doing songs that Beyonce would do but can't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she's in a different place now.
She's just in a different
And
stratosphere.
also, Lizzo represents something else.
That-
right?
yeah, that
self-love, a lot of that. Beyonce does too, but in a different
But
way.
it's different, though,
Yeah.
right? Because Beyonce is she holds traditional standards to what society deems beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. And Lizzo.
She had Pretty Hurts though. There were songs that, focused on inner love,
right.
self-love.
But what we're saying is like,
Wasn't Beyonce's If I Was a Boy? If I Was a Boy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Beyonce did
Yeah,
that.
that was
Yeah,
Beyonce.
you're right.
Yeah,
that was her
Lizzo
too.
stands
Exactly.
firm
Good point.
in a whole different
You're
side
right.
and
You're right.
represents a
It's
whole
more
different-
specific.
So it's all, imagine like pitching a record to Lizzo and pitching a record to Beyonce about what Lizzo represents. It's just not gonna work.
Not
So it's
gonna
almost like it's just another voice and
You're
a
right.
new voice and a
That's
fresh
exactly
voice.
right.
And it's refreshing to hear her songs and
Yes, it
see her
is.
posted up everywhere. I started off, I wasn't the biggest Lizzo fan, I'll be honest. I didn't think it was like all that great. But this new album and
This album is tremendous.
It was like,
have you
all
listened to
right.
it straight? Like,
All right, yeah.
You can
I'm
listen
like,
to it top to bottom.
Listen,
it's very
I got
good.
it. I get it.
Yeah.
And
Lizzo's
her
great.
voice.
Yeah,
We
she's
sometimes
funny.
forget that she has such a powerful, strong
She took you to
ass
church
voice.
last
My
night.
Yeah.
gosh, that song about being special.
And accurate voice.
Brought tears, honestly.
Lizzo, when Lizzo starts singing, she's like on key every time.
Every time. Yes.
There's also a conversation right now on Twitter. Obviously not the Harry Styles fans, but they're angry that he won that album of the year.
People
can't be
walking
angry at
out.
No,
while
you
he
can't be
won,
angry
yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
You can't be angry.
at
He
that.
had a
No.
great album. You have to give up
Yeah.
to the
Listen,
man.
I think the quote was, "You made Beyonce come out of her bed for this." But I
You're just
don't.
hating.
I
Like,
think that I
that's
don't.
hate.
so
That
silly.
is hate.
That's
That is
silly.
hate. Harry Styles had. If you're
Deserve
not a
that.
part of the genre, if you're not really into his music, you wouldn't understand that he really, really brought a lot of people along on a ride on that
Listen,
album.
You're
Harry's-
exactly right with that.
Yeah.
And the music behind it too. Not just his voice, but the
Oh, yeah.
instruments that were included.
Yeah, it was
there was a
very-
lot of work put
Harry
together. It was well
Styles
done.
Brings a lot to the table.
Yeah, he does.
Okay? Like when you're talking about music, musicianship, songwriting,
Yes.
he's got that.
Yes. Yes.
You talk about
It's
the
true.
entertainment. Look, there's another side to all of this celebrity. Fashion is probably his biggest side,
Yeah.
right? Look what he looked like a Joker out of a deck of
Yeah.
cards last night
Yeah.
on the red carpet.
No one
But
looks
you
like
know
him.
what? It worked.
A hot one.
And then he sat down and he put his tux on it.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
He's on the big screen. Like this guy, he's doing it all at mid 20s.
Yeah.
If maybe late 20s, probably mid to late.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks it.
You can't be mad at him winning. He
No,
turned
I don't
that
think
in-
a lot of
he
people are
turned
that
the crypto
mad.
arena into Harry's house.
Are people really
But
that mad?
Check Twitter.
But
it's a
Am
little
I
crazy.
wrong?
It's a little crazy
But-
on Twitter.
I just thought all the arrows were pointed in the direction of Beyonce last night for album of the year because she never won it. First off,
Yeah.
second off, she announced her world tour last week.
Right.
Yeah,
so the
she
timing
did.
was
Sure
geared
did.
towards
Sure
this.
did. Mm-hmm.
Third off is Black History Month. Fourth
Right.
off,
Fourth
she was
off.
about to make history, period, by winning and
she did.
becoming the winningest artist and musician.
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Yes.
But to think she still doesn't have the most coveted
I know.
Grammy. And how many albums does Beyonce have left?
I mean,
She's gonna keep going.
I think she can.
She's gonna keep going.
She can crank out
That's
another
her
one.
life. You
No,
can
for
tell
sure.
she's
But,
dedicated
okay,
to
so
music,
she can do one for sure.
and she will.
4 years, 5 years. This last one was 2017 before 2022. 5 years.
Yeah.
So let's go 5 years.
Into the future.
Yeah.
So it's 2030. It's 2023 right now. So we're at 2025.
Yeah.
No, 5 years.
No,
28.
28.
Yeah,
30,
yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
What is Beyonce singing about at that point? I mean, she's doing.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
Like,
Beyonce's broken how many records so far? Like, why can't she break the record of
Nobody's
I keep
saying
singing?
she can't.
I keep
Nobody's saying she
singing
can't.
in
But
older
what happens
ages.
is Beyonce's been doing this since
Yeah.
1997.
Mm-hmm.
30 years?
Yeah, yo, it's wild.
More than
After
30.
30 years at 27, like, do we want to hear a Jay-Z album right now? Like 444 was
Well,
different.
Well, wouldn't you
good.
say that
it was
he's
good, but
starting
different.
something new? Like he's like a whole new genre of hip hop where it's like older dudes talking about real life stuff.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
enjoyed
Don't you
444,
think
I
that's
enjoyed
happening?
4-4.
but I know a lot of people that didn't.
yeah. I mean,
And at
well,
the
it's a
same
different. It's a different type of clientele now. You know
True,
what I mean?
but at the same time, it's not exactly the same brand or same product as what Beyonce does either. All I'm trying to say is people grow with artists. So at what point, like,
I would say a
I don't
Beyonce
know what
album.
happens to Madonna when she puts out an album.
Madonna can't put out another album, in my opinion. Beyonce,
I love that.
another. But I love Madonna.
Yeah,
but she
yeah,
can't put
yeah.
out another album.
No,
Right.
it's
A
done.
Beyonce album in 5 years would get more support than a Jay-Z album in 5 years.
I believe that.
And that's my man from Brooklyn.
No,
like
I
that,
believe
but I
that.
will
I
say
believe
that.
that. I
Like,
believe that.
like
True,
the
true.
type of energy behind Beyonce is just different.
I know.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
and
saying?
she's gearing up to be the most iconic musician of all time.
Yeah.
Now
I think
circle
she's
this
gearing
back.
up to
Okay.
be that.
You guys are
And
making
I mean
great
it.
statements.
Mm.
But we're not talking about our fandom for Beyonce because we're all Beehive.
No.
Yeah, we are.
We're talking
Of
about
course.
Can she, as the like, why is this one Grammy award still eluding her? And can she get that Grammy award before she packs it in?
Because of like the I mean, it's that
Good
award is
question.
front loaded with a lot of, I mean, it's, what's the word, polarizing, and it's subjective. You got one group of people, the Harry Styles people, and you got the Beyonce people. And I don't know if you're gonna put them on a scale. I don't know if you're gonna count money. I don't know what you're gonna do to measure those two forces to be reckoned with to decide who it is. But someone making that call, that's a tough call, and the other side is
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
Well,
the
the
other
Grammys-
side is ultimately gonna get hate.
Yeah, but
know
the
what I
Grammys is gonna feel the pressure when she puts out a next album, which is probably gonna be in what we said, like 4 to 5 years. I bet you that's true.
Yeah.
When she does that, the Grammy will feel the pressure from us, the
But I thought-
public,
but I
for
did
her
know,
to
but-
get that award.
But this is
and
why
they're
I
gonna
tuned
give into
the
that
Grammys
pressure.
this
Yeah, I
year.
They're going to
I
give
know.
into
Because
that
I
pressure.
felt like the pressure was there.
It's okay. So the next time then.
Let me tell you
it's
why
gonna
I would have
eventually
given her if I
happen.
was on the
It's
Grammy. I
inevitable.
would have given it to her
Okay.
this year. Because Beyonce, by the next go round, like we just said, it'll
Right.
be 3 decades worth of Beyonce.
Right.
Right? And Harry
We're so
Styles,
blessed.
there's going to be a new Harry Styles 5 years from now. Right?
100%.
But Harry Styles is going to put out an album in 2024 too.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
And he going to put one out in 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be every 18 months, 24 months, give you
He's
some
got it
new
in him.
product.
The problem,
Right?
but the problem is Harry Styles has been touring the album that he just won for. Beyonce hasn't toured the album yet.
But this is why it was all pointing in that way.
I know, but how they gonna give the album when he got 15 spots at,
Back
at
to
Madison
back
Square
to back
Garden,
Yeah, that's
and
Yeah.
she hasn't even toured the album yet?
You think Beyonce could do 15 at MSG?
Yes. Yes.
If
New
you
New
put
York is
that
big
challenge,
enough, and
yeah.
there's
if you
enough.
put that challenge up against her, she'll do it.
There's enough markets next to New York. You got Philly next to New York. You got DC down there.
Wait, are you
will
asking if
come-
she's capable of
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it,
What-
or that the
100%.
market is asking for
Yeah,
it?
if it could happen. Yeah,
Both.
That's what
Both.
I'm thinking.
think
There's
both.
enough traffic to that city to get 15 shows.
Like
out
if
of it.
Beyonce did a Vegas residency, it sells out for however
It's,
long.
Oh my
it's
God.
done.
Right?
It's
So why
wrapped.
doesn't she
It's a
take
wrap.
that and move
It's
it
a
to
wrap.
MSG and save them lowly Knicks?
Because that's not really. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not right.
I know, rap is lowly too.
That
Don't
was
worry
messed up.
about it.
But anyway, they won last night. But anyway,
Don't.
because Beyonce's not that type of artist.
Yeah.
You know, as Beyonce's not gonna go.
She
kill
got too many stats already. She's the
Yeah,
winningest of all time.
Beyonce's not gonna kill out herself 15 nights in a row on stage. She's just not that type of artist. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce is like sits on a throne. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
see her doing that.
That's beneath her.
Which,
It is.
gotta
It's
say.
Yes.
beneath her. It's
So
beneath her.
let me just ask one last question to wrap us up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, one last question is Black excellence. That's what we're talking about right now. Who is the face of Black excellence 2023? We're
Ooh.
celebrating 50 years of hip hop. We're celebrating one of the most winningest artists of all time. Who is the face of Black excellence this year if you had to name one name? I'm asking for one name.
It has to be Beyonce, in my opinion.
Damn. If it's the truth, it's the truth. It's Beyonce. It is. It's Queen Bee.
Okay.
She's number one.
Okay.
Yeah, and like,
She's excellent.
for reasons that we just mentioned, but above all else, I mean,
Makes
I think
sense.
she's truly taking the craft for what it is, meaning putting out quality product,
She's the
quality
most
music,
impressive.
and then at the same time, performance-wise, she's second tier to nobody. And then lastly, her name doesn't get brought up in anything crazy.
Very good call.
Kept it together.
Like she's a class act all the way. And if you're gonna use the term Black excellence,
Yes.
meaning there's a standard, Beyonce has to be at the top of the list.
Ooh,
She's
I love
just
it.
excellent in general. Like she clearly, I mean, look at the record that she just broke yesterday. She's outdoing herself.
Yeah.
At this point, because like you said, she stands bar none. Like she's number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
So who would you say, Jamar? Actually,
I would say
curious.
Sasha Fierce,
Yeah.
Queen Bee,
Hey.
Beyonce.
Yeah,
and my
let's go.
reason is because, you know,
Let's go.
when you look at many artists over their careers, some people elevate, some people fall back a couple notches. Mr. West, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but Beyonce every year is elevating, whether it's in her music, her musicality, her performance, or even her message. Like, she wasn't always outspoken Beyonce about the issues, but she got there. And she was a voice for us. You know what I
She
mean?
did it the right way too.
She did it the right
it always
way.
came through the content and the music. Never,
through the
like I
music.
said, never through
Exactly
Twitter
right.
or never through a public outburst or
No.
nothing like that, right?
Beyonce has elevated every single time she's gotten the opportunity to do so.
That's a
It's
fact.
so true.
It gives me chills to think about
I
it.
got chills from just what you just said.
Yeah.
I have
Yo,
chills
we
right
need
now.
to protect Beyonce at all costs.
bro.
All costs.
We're not the
All
only
costs.
ones. She's being protected.
That's
our lady. Yeah.
Solange is somewhere.
Yo, thanks for rocking with us on the podcast, iHeartRadio. Dames.
Yes.
Jamar, Leah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is Black Excellence.